on the line now, we can go to the Minister of Transport and Aviation, as plenty information on the social media say it don't sack the Director General for SLRSA or it don't send them go on leave. Well, on the line for confirm what's exactly happened, one for welcome Leone Koroma, Minister of Transport and Aviation. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, 98. Good morning, listeners.
All right, we don't get plenty different information. Say serious issue in at the SLRSA, as you don't ask Dr. Bendu for go on leave, and others they say you don't sack him. What's in the current situation at the SLRSA?
Well, Dr. Bendu are not sack him, and nobody not sack him, and I not get power for sack him. Dr. Bendu has been sent on accumulated leave by the board. If somebody they work in a place for years, they agree go leave, they take in personal file, they hide them, they put her under lock and key, not then at the Human Resources Department, not available to the board of directors, even though then they ask for a file. Then why? You wonder why somebody they hide in personal file. Does the person have something to hide? The files of government offices are the property of government. They are not the property of individuals, and they are not supposed to be kept under lock and key. For go leave now, normal thing. In any institution, in any ministry, where you leave, you for go leave. If you refuse for go leave, people then for know why they refuse for go leave. So the board bring this information to me that Dr. Bendu they withhold documents from the board, from the authority, and that they not go leave for several years, and they refuse for go leave. So I say, well, let the board meet, decide the issue, and take a decision. And the board meet, and after the board meeting, the chairman of the board, Reverend Samoa, issue a letter to him for taking accumulated leave.
So you now the minister were directly responsible for oversee the SLRSA. When you get the information of how you do accumulating leave and withhold documents them will belong to SLRSA, what do you do?
I talked to Dr. Bendu. I invite him to a meeting. He come. Instead of producing a file, they beg me for let not go leave. Let them give him up to next year before he go leave. He want call auditors, he want do this, he want do that. No, that's not your decision. As long as you do leave. If you not do leave, then they send you go leave. Maybe that's an issue. But when you do leave, if I take you leave, it's not a matter about waiting. Government ministry and department not wait for nobody. What if somebody drop dead? You go say let them wait till they wake you back? No.
I mean, it's always
so you can't beg me for letting not go leave.
So it's
and I told her say that the board they make that decision, not to me.
So it's not the current situation now because we understand say some issue being there USAI police began for intervene.
Well, the chairman called me yesterday, say after he don't give Dr. Bendu the letter for go leave, Dr. Bendu go to office, then say go hurriedly sign a lot of checks. We will call in the auditors then for investigate that, if that is correct, because now hearsay from the authority. Then they say he packed some things, barricade himself at the office. Then he called a press conference where I get a recording of all what he said at the press conference. He castigate the minister, he castigate the cabinet of Sierra Leone, the parliament of Sierra Leone, say the one go sack all about with the work, na SLRSA, so in the fight for the workers against government. You know, go sit down, allow government for sack people them. I get the tape. And so when the chairman tell me all this and then say they pack financial documents inside in bag, I tell them we go report to the appropriate authorities. So I think say the chairman go report to the AIG of the area. The AIG come to the office, according to me reports, together with the chairman. Then go meet Dr. Bendu in office. He say, they go leave. The instructor say, if the board say you for go leave, you for go leave. And then give them time for packing personal belongings. According to the reports further, they say pack a lot of financial documents. That was about 7 in the evening. He say in the care and go to Ministry of Finance. When Ministry of Finance be done close at that time. So apparently the AIG tell and say, no, you cannot take government documents out of this office. Take only your personal belongings and leave. And I understand that you take in personal belongings and leave peacefully.
All right. One for telling. Thank you, Mr. Minister, for you giving that information there.
Thank you.
On the line, we don't get Dr. Bendu, Director General at the SLRSA. Good morning, ma. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, sir.
We just don't talk to the Minister of Transport and Aviation, who say he explained but waiting happen na the SLRSA, but how you withhold documents and also not agree go leave, you don't accumulate, you leave, but 4 years now. What's in the current situation na SLRSA?
It's good morning. It's rather unfortunate that the minister really expected people for all our high integrity. They talk on currency, how they talk on the radio. I think Kenema, the whole of last week. Then they called me to emergency board meeting to under the instruction of the minister that all directors, including the executive director, for proceed on leave, on accumulated leave. So on Monday they call emergency meeting, then go there. But the whole thing was centered around the executive director. So I was surprised when we talked this meeting and accumulated leave. So I take me 5 million look I not get any accumulated leave. The minister says since 2011 I not proceed on leave. 2011 I'm not in the office at all. I returned to the office around November 2011. So I put me file 2012, 13 and see everything. And every time I go on leave, I write to the Ministry of Transport and Aviation. I copy them, So they see all this in the file. Next thing now, the board chairman said, in there under instruction that me for proceed on leave that very Monday day. So immediately. So the board members then also well, you might get the files, so should say, where they talk seminar produce file. They look and they specify around all the members, then she say, I will then proceed on leave. So the next thing now, the board chairman say, they tell and say, then for check if I'm going to go on a full leave, i.e. whether if I stagger, whatever, if I have to take the full days, that's me, then for do, then before go on that. Now say, look, the leave days, everything, I will take them. I think the only leave we are due now is this 2017. And I'm going to take a week in January, after the orientation. When we can just open, I can do orientation for all staff. So after that, I can always take a break. So plan myself for the year. So I say then, in this, I'm going to leave for this December. As I want to proceed on leave around the 29th. We will don't do everything, I'll proceed on leave. Okay. So the Tuesday, I think I will meet the minister, for no talk. But the whole thing emanates from a document to represent a cabinet, where to me it deceives cabinet, it deceives parliament. For saying the thing don't go through procurement procedure. And we, from all the bids so we receive, that particular company autospec proved most responsive. Nothing no, because we don't ever see any other technical or financial proposal. Indeed, it's sent autospec to the office. So we look into it for a build, operate, and transfer. But no other proposal not follow that.
Hello.
And besides whether basic operator transfer, it has to go through a procedure. So I go meet them. I said, this thing, you don't table on cabinet, you get cabinet approval. I said, but the way we see and when we don't read that, it gets lots of flaws. It is not in the interest of this country. And this particular thing is not in the interest of this country.
Hello.
In the interest of the
Hello, Madam Bendu.
When they go out to employ more people.
Hello.
I said, this thing, you are coming to be people labor people learn. Hello.
Yes. So you think, Senna, because you not agree for award this contract to this particular company, make the minister with the board say you forgo on leave?
Well, no, I'm not going to say because we know award, because you don't go ahead as a minister, you don't get cabinet approval, you don't go table in the parliament under certificate of urgency. So I mean, we talk that. But we see
you say that because of this particular contract.
Draw your attention to. Now that's the document. It gets a lot of flaws where we need to correct. I even go further and send message to them. I said this thing is not written on stone. We can go back and revisit them. We're putting the interest of the country first above all else. We have that message with him.
You go with some financial documents them.
Hello?
Natu say you go with some financial documents them.
It's a lie. A blatant lie. You that can call AIG Ministerial. When you go in the office, it tell me say under the instruction of Inspector General of Police, under through the minister, direct them for them go to the office for make sure say I left the office. I said fine. I said, but it's only for lesson. And I said, I did do something. You know, make I just round up. It's only for just do it to my own personal effect. I not for take any official document. AIG Mimuna, I should say, is a God-fearing woman. And I can call her. Everything. I don't pack my files in. I call her and even at the office. I take everything he looks through. Where I take out of the office. It's my diary and the way you relate to me. Like for instance, the letter where the chairman writes, where he individually, single-handedly writes, without any support from the board of directors. You not even copy them.
What about the accusation where the minister makes say you call a press conference, also you talk bad thing them against parliament and self-cabinet? How true that be?
What you say?
The minister make accusations say you call a press conference, also you talk bad thing them against parliament and self-cabinet. How true that be?
Okay, when this kind of thing when they happen, the chairman they told me for go immediately. I tell him say, what you mean immediately? I don't get accumulated leave where the boards don't prove say I don't get accumulated leave. I say me leave and I don't tell now. When I proceed, when I 29, I say, so I need to go anywhere. I say, so allow me to me work. Okay. I say, let me go by force. Okay. So I continue. Then I think tension. I think the team don't go around the office at the executive director and don't ask him for go leave everything and all. I say, okay. Let me not go. The staff don't know what's going to happen. So I call staff meeting. I tell them exactly why it will not ever happen. If you do as head of an institution, you can stagger your leave due to the exigency of work. And I not ever accumulate leave, as you say. So I call the staff, I tell them the same thing. I say I not ever accumulate leave, I will go leave and I due the 29. I say, boss, the minister don't come out. I mean, the board chairman, then give letter. I say, don't have me letter. Say, me for proceed. I say, fine. But all this emanates from this thing. I told I can recall. the minister, parliament, if I'm listening, the last day when parliament is closed, it will present a document.
All right, that's now Sarah Bendu, Executive Director for SLRSA, be they talk inside that interview. They also be they respond to waiting the Minister of Transport and Aviation, Leonard Balogo, be they talk for Saga the leave way then say if I go. The board na the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority don't give indefinite leave to the Executive Director na SLRSA after where the board be ask him for go leave. The board chairman na SLRSA Reverend Michael Samura don't say the executive director the first time executive director Dr. Sarah Bendu Iman don't interfere by the authority in work.
December 19 this month, the board na the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority SLRSA been asked the executive director for the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority Dr. Sarah Bendu for go on leave after the board say for the past 4 years the executive director not go for leave yet. This been cause serious problem between the executive director and the board. We make the board be hold one press conference Thursday December 21 for talk the different thing them where the board say you not go right now the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority.
My appointment as chairman of the board of SLRSA, I have always been faced with several challenges, particularly with the attitude and operational style of the executive director, the persistent interference of her husband, Dr. Dante Bendu, in the SLRSA operations. At board meetings, the members of the board are here and are out there to attest to some of these things that I'm about to say. We noted some failure on the part of the executive director to adhere to the board directives such as disbursement of funds without board approval, failure in setting up procurement committee, creating undue delays in convening board subcommittees meetings.
The voice we just hear now the board chairman for the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, Reverend Michael Samura, where he been the answer to the allegation them. The executive director for the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, Dr. Sarah Bendu, say from where the board chairman take over the authority, they always they get problem.
I'm not be surprised at the chairman because since he coming is always like that. If they talk about that my husband will interfere with the operation, my husband will interfere with the operation, me get me job for do, the man gets in job for do. I will go interfere with my operation. They work, they go independently of my husband. My husband have nothing for do with me work. Then they talk again about failure for carry board's the directive. At any point in time, we then give directive and not carry them out. They talk about lateness of reports. Reports not only prepare them. We get 3 committees of the board. We get the Human Resource Committee, we get the Audit Committee, and the Finance Committee.
Reverend Samuel continues say the executive director don't give contract without the permission of the board.
The unilaterally awarding contracts without the knowledge of the board, wherein billions of millions has been spent on contracts that are not commensurate to the structure or the services provided. Some of these include the Africanus Road construction, the procurement of $1.2 million tow trucks, which were not even approved by NPP. Some of these tow trucks did not meet specifications as per contract. We also noted rent for a house at Leicester when the Nigerian government under the leadership of President Goodluck Jonathan promised to send 3 road safety experts to Sierra Leone for a period of 2 years, 2014 and 15. The ED entered into an agreement to rent a house at Leicester for a period of 4 years at $50,000 per annum.
the budget don't be approved, and no need for go back to the board any point in time. Then two trucks in so the trucks in there we go is an LC agreement. Some of the truck them no meet specification. I wonder where he got that one from, because all the trucks meet specification. The construction of African Road, it will go there is everything contractor they will submit, then work we don't do, we they pay on work certified. We get to a state department, we they verify that and give it clearance for make we pay. 3 officers for CAM on 2 years contract renewable. The year with them for CAM 2014 Ebola struck. We don't pay for the rent, expecting them for don't come in 2014. But because of the Ebola, they don't be able for CAM everything we don't plan. Now them no more for deploy. But because of the Ebola, they don't be able for CAM. So 2014, 2015 we forfeit that one.
With the authority of the board being give the board chairman letter for make it go give the executive director of the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority for make it go on leave.
This is the letter which I received on behalf of the board from the human resource manager. And with the directive that we had, the board mandated me as chairman to issue her the letter to proceed on leave indefinitely.
But inside one telephone interview where Dr. Bendu been doing at the Good Morning Salon program Wednesday, December 21, been say na the board chairman na him want been write this letter of leave and get to ram.
Like if, for instance, the letter with the chairman writes, we individually single-handedly write without any support from the board of directors. Not even copy them.
As all this they be, the Minister of Transport and Aviation, Balogun Koroma, be appoint Memunatu Koroma as the acting executive director of the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority. Balogun Koroma end up call on workman na the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority for work with the acting executive director na the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority. For Radio Democracy, Mange Mansaye, the report.